Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for being here. So, this is a reading where we're going to take not a look into the future, but we're going to take a peek into what possibilities are out there for you once you step out of your comfort zone. Stepping out of a comfort zone is difficult, but the reason why it's difficult is because we have so much concern on what happens afterwards. What happens when we step to that next level? Will it work out? It probably won't. A lot of us are very pessimistic, whether we like to admit it or not. And so I wanted to do this reading so we can really look and see what are the possibilities. Like, what if your idea, what could that possibly look like? Queen of Cups. So as you can see, the Queen of Cups looks frightened. This could be you. Now, what we don't see on this card is how abundant the Queen of Cups is. The Queen of Cups is able to have anything that she wants. Yes, anything. The Queen of Cups manifests, attracts, aligns herself with anything she wants. Now, it doesn't mean that she doesn't do the work. She does her own work in her own way, and that'll be different depending on, who we're talking about. Everyone's different. She does her work in her own way, and she receives every single thing that she wants. Now, if you step out of your comfort zone, this is showing me that you will have everything you want, but you're afraid of what that even means. A lot of you haven't even thought, what would I want? If I could have everything I wanted, what would that even look like? So this will be the first initial shock. The opportunity for more, which can be very scary for a lot of people. And so what I'm seeing is there's a crowd of people, right? Everyone in this crowd wants abundance, or they say they want abundance. This first card, there will be 50 people who drop off just merely of the thought of being successful, of having what they want. They'll be too afraid to keep going. If you choose to keep going, you have the Chariot. Now, the Chariot, this is where the real victory begins. This is where the real success starts. This is where you have a team, or you have two opposing forces, two polar opposites working towards the same goal, driving you forward. The Chariot is the card of winning, winnership, success, conquering. Literally, this is what the card is about. So if you can make it past this first initial stage of, oh my gosh, I can have everything I want, but I'm scared, then you can get to this success phase. King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is the master of anything practical. The King of Pentacles values time, health, money, food, children, offspring, productivity, status, wealth. So what you're seeing here is someone who embodies what it means to truly be successful in the practical world, in the world that we live in today. The King of Sacred Circles, right? We're talking about pentacles, but in this deck, it's sacred circles, meaning this person values sacredness of what it means to be successful. Not just the status of it, but the foods you eat, the type of water you drink, the laughter from your children, the safety within your home. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not just being the richest person and having multiple people to sleep with or whatever nowadays what people like to do. But this is a person who values what wealth really is. And it's not money. It's family. It's offspring. It's legacy. It's culture. It's health. And a lot of us don't realize when you are walking towards greatness, a lot of your diet reflects that. So what I'm trying to say is a lot of people who are wealthy or a lot of people who you think are successful usually are healthy within their body. It's almost like the closer you get to success, the more you realize your health is just as important. And if anything, your health dictates how far you can go. At a certain point, you start to want to eat better. Your appetite shifts. Your mind craves wisdom. You start to eat better just intuitively. And I don't think it's a coincidence how a lot of us who eat really bad, they can't ever break through a cycle or a level in life. It's almost as if you have to crave better, to do better, to want better, to learn better, to educate yourself. Like, you have to eat better. You have to eat a better frequency. And if you can't, that's another story. But the choice becomes available with money, right, to eat better. And I really do feel like that's why healthy food is expensive, so that everyone doesn't have access to it. But that's another video. So what do we have here so far? It looks like we have a person who finally becomes aware, oh my gosh, I can have more. I can do more. Right? I'm royalty. So I have to start acting like it, which can be scary. And then we have the Chariot, which is about conquering. So fears, doubts, goals, accomplishments, conquering that. And then this is when we really start to get into this phase of living that lifestyle that you dream of. Getting out of the mindset of this is all I can do. Getting out of the poverty mindset. This is where you start building the family, the team, the pride. This is when you start nourishing yourself the right way physically, but also spiritually, intellectually, right? So I don't know about you, but I'm seeing nothing but positive things here if you step out of your comfort zone. And there's this pause. Now this hangman is about reflection, meditation. Sometimes it means studying. But what people don't usually say is this energy is being on pause, but not by choice. It's like you're forced to be on pause. You're forced to reflect. You're forced to take a break, to stop and look around. Once you stop to look around, you realize you got to walk away for some things. Once you really stop and realize, okay, so I want to do all of this. I want to have all of that. So that means I have to walk away from people that I love. This means that I have to finally just be at peace that it's not working out. It never is going to work out. I have to be at peace with the life that I want. It doesn't allow some of the people around me to go with me. I don't know about you, but that's pretty scary. This is where the change and the shift really begins. Now remember, in your mind, you are walking towards all of this. But the deeper you get into your prime, into your purpose, something has to go. Or some people, some situations, some habits, some cycles have to be ended. And it's almost as if seasons have to end. It's like when your favorite show goes off or something. But at the same time, that show that finally went off air, you're like, okay, it should have ended like a few seasons ago. You know what I mean? It's one of those type of situations. Like, they definitely dragged it on. Another 8. So I want you to understand that when it comes to the 8s, right? These are about cycles. 8 of Swords, 8 of Cups are literally the worst cards you can get for the number 8. There's 4 total, but these are the only 2 that have negative connotations. And here we are. So this next level of upgrading makes you reflect, and it makes you walk away from things, and it also has you feeling stuck because you don't want to make decisions. And so when you get to this point, understand that with upgrading, or when you start to realize what you want for yourself, you are going to be confronted with your mind, your thoughts, temptation, evil feelings, or even just things that you just don't want to do, like change. A lot of us say we want change, but change comes with loss. It comes with detachment. That's what this card is about. Feeling like you can't make a decision, even though you can. You have free will to do what you need to do, but you can't mentally. And what happens is these thoughts come about, and then there's no movement. There's no progression. The 8 of Swords speaks about being mentally in bondage, not making a decision. And the result of that is literally making no progression, staying stuck in time. So time is moving, but you're still, I don't know what to do. Should I do this? Should I do that? We all go through it. But this is going to be where, remember that crowd I was talking about? This stage is where 100 people will drop off because they can't make a decision. Not that they don't want to, they just can't. So the group gets smaller. The group that's actually going towards success. If you're still here, if you're still part of that group that's moving forward, let's see what else comes out. This is the 3rd level. Oh, and we got the last 2 cards came out at the same time. Journey and expectation. So the first thing that I thought about when I saw this, the people who are still here, you have expectations of what the journey is supposed to look like. So you've made all these sacrifices, you've made up your mind. Now it's time for you to experience. So once you get to this last level, you have to accept whatever the journey looks like. For some of you, it's going to be 2 years. For some of you, it's going to be 15. For some of you, it could be a week where things shift for you. And I think because you and your mind think that you have control of how everything works, a lot of you are going to fall off of this bandwagon of success because you think it's supposed to look a certain way. So the last thing that you have to do within your journey is to not think that you know how it's going to look. Now, you definitely want to have a goal. You want to have some sort of blueprint, but you have to understand we can make plans, but God has to say so. What do I mean? We can make plans for what we want, but sometimes that plan is so much smaller than what God has for us that everything that we know shifts. Everything that we think we want changes. The cravings we have change. The people around us shift. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the things that you wanted when you were, 10 for Christmas, or for, the things that you wanted just because. And think about how much you don't care about that stuff now. You see what I'm saying? So our purpose is ever evolving based on what God wants for us. And our brains and our minds are so innocent compared to what God has for us that we don't see the bigger picture. It's impossible. You know, we can do so much as humans, but a lot of us can't see the potential that we have. Do you see what I'm saying? We can do calculus. We can work magic. We can read books. We can sing. We can dance. Like, there's so many things that the human can do. We can create buildings and things like this. But a lot of us have problem with seeing our full potential. It seems simple, right? The reason why that is because we don't have control over our life. We do, but not to the magnitude where we can see our fullest potential. We can feel what we think we're capable of. We can practice. We can go as hard as we can. We can set our mind to something, but at the end of the day, God has the say-so on what our journey looks like, or the end or the full story of that journey. You make the decisions on if you go left or right. But what is expected of you never shifts. It's just a matter of what are we willing to do within that journey. So, to me, I've seen nothing but beautiful cards. And honestly, I've seen realistic outcomes. The reason that I'm not going to pull another card is because your decisions and God's will determine what is the full totality of what happens after you step out of your comfort zone. These are the first levels to get through. And I do feel that within these lessons, there will be blessings in the midst of all of it. Because you're stepping out of your comfort zone, meaning that you're working to become better. And when you work to become better, there's always a profit from that. Always. But there's levels to how far do you want to go within yourself. You see what I'm saying? Some people may get stopped right up here. Oh, that's too much. I don't know if I really want to do all that. I don't even know if I want to study. I don't know if I want to eat better. Then we have people here who get swallowed by ego and money. Start making money and stuff, and you change. Not that you change for, you're supposed to change, but I mean you change your morals and your beliefs, and you think you're God, And then we have some people here. They get stuck with, I don't really want to leave these people. What? My friends can't come? What? That person's not good for me anymore? Oh no, I'm going to stay where I'm at. So then they stop here. There's so many ways where these stops can happen, and it's going to be different for different people. And just because you stop, don't get me wrong, just because you stop does not mean that you can't pick back up. But just understand that there's a continuous flow that has to keep happening. Take it how you will. This is the reading. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.